because being in hurry does not absolve you of the responsibility of following the law. Because you are in hurry, so you are absolved. You are not. So I want to hear the Honorable Fox Odoye, a lawyer, telling us whether you can also suspend the requirements of the Public Finance Management Act. If there is a provision in any law allowing you to suspend the law, then you can deal with the rules. So, right on, I'll ask you later to speak as the Shadow Finance Minister. I am now debating like any ordinary MP, and I am opposed to this motion of Fox Odoye that is taking our responsibility of Parliament from scrutinizing requests from government.
Honorable Fox Odoye is only seeking for the House to allow him suspend. And you know how this can be approved. We shall put a question. But meanwhile, Prime Minister, Vice President, and Prime Minister, you're all welcome for this session, as we also prepare for our last supper. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, I am putting a question that Rule 160, Sub-Rule 3, 4, and 5 be suspended to enable direct consideration of the supplementary expenditure schedule number 5 for financial year 2025-2026 by the House without referral to the Budget Committee and relevant sectoral committees. Those in favor and the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put a question that the supplementary expenditure schedule number 5 for financial year 2025-2026 be approved by this House. Honorable members, we are approving the schedule, then we go to supply. Honorable members, just a minute. He moved the motion. Honorable Kema, Mr. Kema moved the motion. Mr. Kema moved the motion. I mean, he read, and then when he's going to justify it. So, Honorable Minister, after the suspension, you justify. Can we first get a justification? No. Can we have a justification? Okay, I read the item on moving the motion.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, Section 24 of the Public Finance Management Act states that the total supplementary expenditure that requires additional resources over and above what is approved by Parliament shall not exceed 3% of the total approved budget for that financial year without approval of Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, You will recall that Parliament approved supplementary expenditure schedules number 1, 2, 3, and 4 for financial year 2025-2026 as follows. Schedule 1, under 3%, 1,652.29 billion. Schedule 2, still under 3. Schedule 2 for roads above 3%, 1,696 billion. 3, supplementary schedule 3 above 3%, 4,776.11 billion. 4, supplementary schedule 4, transfer to NFA budget following rationalization, 22 billion. Totaling to 8,126.4 billion. Madam Speaker, subsequently, Cabinet approved supplementary expenditure schedule number 5 as follows. Within 3%, 519.002 billion. Above 3%, 586.161 billion. Totaling to 1,105,163,000,000. Right Honorable Speaker, this supplementary will be financed as follows. 1, budgetary allocation 40.21 billion. Additional tax revenue stroke local revenue 6.25 billion. Additional external financing 72.90 billion. Reallocation efficiency in budget execution and cash management 985.80 billion. Madam Speaker, I now go into vote by vote. Madam Speaker, we will spend this supplementary under the following votes.
Honorable members, as you're near the switches, please don't switch off our light.
Number 1, vote 002, State House. Uganda shillings 300 billion to cater for classified expenditures. 2, vote 010, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Uganda shillings 3.8 billion to operationalize Kapeka Farm Service Center. 3, vote 144, Uganda Police Force, Uganda shillings 110.41 billion to finance additional security interventions and emerging contractual obligations owing to the 2026 general elections. This ensured peaceful general elections, as you should have all witnessed. Vote 017, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Uganda shillings 24.850 billion for partial payment for government acquisition of the Electromax 50 megawatt power plant in Tororo. This will enable government to commence the implementation of its energy policy mix that necessitates a 10% generation capacity from thermal power. Vote 126, National Information Technologies Authority, Uganda shillings 21.966 billion. This is additional financing for internet services under the National Information Technology Authority. This situation arose out of increase in internet usage during the financial year by MDAs and local governments following implementation of last mile connectivity. Vote 142, National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, Uganda shillings 20 billion. This is to cover operational shortfalls realized during the ongoing rollout of the antique vaccine. The shortfalls are for purchase of reagents, packaging materials, and recruitment of additional staff. Vote 015, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Uganda shillings 37.90 billion for capitalization of Uganda Development Corporation as an additional investment in Achak Sugar Factory. The second category is self-financing and budget-neutral supplementary requests over and above 3% legal limit, which require prior approval by Cabinet and Parliament, of a total of 586.16 billion for supplementary expenditure Schedule 5 that is above 3% legal limit. A total of 123.03 billion is self-financing and thus budget neutral. The self-financing stroke budget neutral supplementary includes the following: reallocation of Uganda shillings 40.21 billion to cater for additional wage for.
I went to the committee with a request to make a presentation. Madam Speaker, I happened to arrive before the Attorney General. The chairman of the day, Honorable Baka, requested me to wait for the Attorney General to present so that I could also be given time. After the Attorney General had made his presentation of amendments, Honorable Baka ruled that I will make my presentation while at Munyonyo. When we reached Munyonyo, Madam Speaker, Honorable Kajenje ruled that my request had been overtaken by events. Madam Speaker, I chose to write a minority report because the issues I was going to raise had not been raised by anybody else. So I wrote a minority report, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you are now ruling that there is no time. Madam Speaker, as a member of the committee, I'm not supposed to debate. Madam Speaker, there was a memorandum that came from Buganda Kingdom. Madam Speaker, when we reached Munyonyo, the memorandum went missing. Madam Speaker, they have told you here. Let me tell the Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, give Betty time. Some order.
Madam Speaker, I've heard the chairman telling you that when we were at Munyonyo, we heard from the Governor Bank of Uganda. And you know, Madam Speaker, I was so surprised because while the rest of us were in Munyonyo, we were never informed that even the Governor of Bank of Uganda had gotten back to us. Madam Speaker, because of those many issues, we are also told that 700 people sent memorandums to the committee, but only 47 of them were accounted for. I feel so silenced. Is it your ruling that the people from Mukono should not be heard on this?
Honorable Betty. Honorable Betty, my sister. The people of Mukono have been heard. You've spoken for over 5 minutes. You've raised your issues, and we are going to address all of those issues. Honorable members, we have all these supplementaries, and not supplementary, but minorities. we are going to go committee by committee. And all of you are saying you have issues on each clause. Why don't we look at clause by clause? Honorable Odur has raised pertinent issues. Let's look at.
Madam Speaker, let
Yes,
the record be clear.
Honorable God.
You denied me opportunity to present. Don't use my name. Don't use my
Honorable
name.
God.
No, don't.
Honorable Dul, you took all the 35 minutes. Honorable. Honorable Lanya.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Lanya, let me give you 5 minutes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I'll go straight to the point of dissent. Right Honourable Speaker, the minority, following Rule of Procedure 105 of Parliament, Right Honourable Speaker, the bill establishes an extensive regulatory and criminal framework governing individuals and entities classified as agents of foreigners, imposing control and funding policies, policy engagement, and civic participations. The minority observes the several provisions, raise several concerns, including the vagueness and inconsistency of definitions, an extreme and disproportionate penalty regime, infringements on freedom of expressions and civic space, duplication of existing legal framework, and the absence of commencements and the transitional provisions and duplications of the existing legal framework. Right Honourable Speaker, when the committee engaged with many entities, you recall we engaged with about 53 entities. Out of the 53 entities, 52 were in support of this bill. 51, including Bank of Uganda, religious leaders, among others, were telling Ugandans that this bill, when passed, it will create economic instability in Uganda. That was the word from the governor of Bank of Uganda. Right Honourable Speaker, this bill, it creates extreme and disproportionate penalty regime. The bill establishes a uniform and severe penalty structures, imposing custodial sentences of up to 20 years in prisons across wide range of offenses. Notably, the same maximum penalty applies to promotion of interest of foreigner. If you look at clause 5. Right Honourable Speaker, participation in activities deemed to promote foreign policy. That is in clause 10. Publication of information characterized
Gilbert,
as
we have
economic
now
supply.
gone. We have gone to close this.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, because of time, let me go straight to the recommendation. Right Honourable Speaker, this minority came out with the following recommendations. Having engaged and got many views from Ugandans, the minority recommends that the House does not pass the bill in its present form. 2, the bill be withdrawn and remitted for comprehensive redrafting. 3, a revised bill should provide clear and precise definitions, established a proportionate penalty regime, aligned with existing legal frameworks, be supported by a credible economic and fiscal analysis, and finally, be subjected to broad stakeholders' consultation. Right, Honourable Speaker, the view of the minority is that the bill should be withdrawn. I beg to move.
Honourable Betty. Betty, 5 minutes.
Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the points of my dissent are as follows. 1. Right Honourable Speaker.
Switch on. Switch on.
Right Honourable Speaker, it is my opinion that there hasn't been enough public hearing according to this bill. Right Honourable Speaker, you have been told that 57 memorandums were reviewed. But the fact of the matter, Right Honourable Speaker, is that the committee received over 700 memorandums. One of them, Right Honourable Speaker, as I've put it, being from the Uganda Kingdom. Right Honourable Speaker, when we went to Munyonyo, we are given time to go and study these memorandums on WhatsApps, but when we returned to the committee, Right Honourable Speaker, the committee did not give us time to make a presentation, as I've told you before. Right Honourable Speaker, it's not about allowing people to come to the committee. The purpose of the people coming to the committee is to give their opinion space that the people should be heard. But we are handling, my point of dissent is that the committee ruled in favor of only 2 people out of the 700 who opposed the bill, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, we are here fidgeting with time. This is not legislation. The committee is always given up to 245 days, according to our rule of procedure 135.
Not 200.
45
days. But if you get a committee which is efficient like yours, it can even do it.
It wasn't efficient, Madam Speaker. Even the problem of time can even be seen while we are here, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, my request is that the 11th Parliament stops behaving as if it is the last Parliament Uganda will ever have. There will be other parliaments that will come after this Parliament, Right Honourable Speaker. And Right Honourable Speaker, we are so honored that you will also be in that next Parliament, Right Honourable Speaker.
No, I can.
My recommendation, Right Honourable Speaker.
I can choose not to be because I have.
You already there because we have been talking to Mau.
How has Mao come here? Order. There's an order here. There is an order.
Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, we are discussing a very important bill. And I'm wondering how Honourable Member is talking about their discussion out of this House. Is it in order to bring the name of somebody, on sovereignty bill that we are discussing, is it really in order?
Do you want to tell us is that he's an agent of foreigners? No, the person they mentioned the name. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Betty, finish.
Right Honorable Speaker, the other point of dissent is on the issue of interpretation, Right Honorable Speaker. The law refers to the interest of Uganda. However, when you go into the interpretation, the interest of Uganda has not been defined. It also talks about the interest of the foreigner, which is also undefined. It also talks about government policy.
That is on interpretation
on
clause.
Interpretation, Right
so
Honorable
you will
Speaker.
bring your idea when you are in that clause.
I thought, Right Honorable Speaker, you had allowed me to present my report.
No, what I'm saying, we will expect your idea on that clause, what you think, the amendment you want.
Madam Speaker, first of all, I'm a member of the committee who is not supposed to contribute to debate.
No.
Two, Right Honorable Speaker, you gave me an opportunity to make a presentation.
Honorable
and
Betty,
I was so thankful that
Honorable
you gave me
Betty, I am only advising you that when we reach that clause, to bring in. So you read your report, but I will still give you a chance to bring your proposal.
My recommendation, right? Madam Speaker, I'm reading the report and you are giving me advice. I take your advice, Madam Speaker, but I continue to read my report.
You read. Yes.
I seek for your protection.
You finish. You continue that. Report. Continue.
I seek for your protection.
Members, yes, there's an order from WOPA. Order from WOPA.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to request. Right Honorable Speaker, there is a lot of noise, and yet the microphones that they are using is not as loud. So, the point of order that I'm raising is that, is it in order for members to make noise when a member is submitting? It's okay to laugh, but let us laugh. And allow the member to read her report. We now can't hear what she's actually reading. So, Madam Speaker, is it in order for members to continue shouting when a member is actually reading her report?
You are the one who is actually who was shouting. Honorable Betty, can you? Let's hear Honorable Betty. All members, can we listen to Honorable Betty? It is on. Switch on.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I don't know why this particular microphone is low.
Please go ahead. At least I can hear you.
Right Honorable Speaker, my suggestion, my recommendation is that this bill is withdrawn by the movers to give Ugandans time to make meaningful contribution to the debate and to accord the Parliament enough time to handle a bill of this nature. Right Honorable Speaker, the Commonwealth practice is that parliaments which are about to retire don't handle controversial business. It's a practice, Right Honorable Speaker, and we are part of the Commonwealth, Right Honorable Speaker. The fact of the matter, Right Honorable Speaker, why that is required.
Which page are you in?
I'm reading page 3, Madam Speaker.
I'm not, and I'm following your report.
Madam Speaker, I move that this House finds that this bill violates the Constitution, rules of procedure, and the Parliamentary Convention, and that this House declares that the denial of the main report offends Rule 245 and 215.
214 and 215.
214 and 215. That it also declares that clause 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, 12, 24, 25, 30 are void for vagueness and the unlawful delegation of powers. That this Parliament rejects the joint report, the joint committee report by the majority. I therefore also recommend that the movers of the bill withdraw the bill under Rule 141, defer the subject to the 12th Parliament with proper consultation, direct that any future bill must affirm the sovereignty in the people under Article 1, define all key terms.
First of all, Rule 141 is on procedure
140
of selection.
Rule 140,
Sub-Rule 1.
Sub-Rule 1, that directs that any future bill must affirm that the sovereignty belongs to the people under Article 1, and that key terms in the bill are properly defined, that is, the interest of government, the government policy, what constitutes the actions that make one an agent of a foreigner, and that the minister is not given powers to alter the offences under the bill as it is in the bill, the law as it is in the bill. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, it is my prayer that the protection of the Sovereignty Bill 2026 fails the test of the constitutionality, legality, and procedure. The 11th Parliamentary Final Act should be to affirm the supremacy of Constitution